Thanks so much for joining us, guys. I'm here with Darren and Katrina's behind the camera, the owners of Rocky Ridge Pet Resort out here in Calga. They've done an incredible thing in a really short period of time, launching this amazing place for your dogs, pets, and everything else. Thanks so much for joining us, Darren.
No, thank you, Bruce. Thanks.
Beautiful. Now, I was curious, you guys have had this in planning now for a while. What made you want to start a dog resort?
Been part of the dog industry for a long time for my family, growing up in the dog industry. And the last 10 years I spent with New South Wales Ambulance Service as a paramedic. And in that time, probably reached a stage where we got burnt out and whatnot. And got medically retired 2 years ago.
Yeah, wow.
And so it was a massive change for the whole family. And we had to reset our whole goals and what we wanted to do. I was off for about 12 months, obviously getting the treatment and whatnot, seeing psychologists and just trying to get my head right. And during that time, it just came about that my dog, really, my French bulldog was my support dog. And I just looked at her one day and James and I just thought, if we were to go away, where would we put our dog? And I went, nowhere. I wouldn't go away because my dog was everything.
Yeah.
It was like my support dog. Next minute, we thought, oh, we'll build a resort for our dog.
That's amazing. So, when you were looking at places to start the resort, what made you guys settle on Calga?
We settled on Calga. The main reason is it's a family property.
Yeah.
About 30 years ago, my parents bought 30 acres up here at Calga, and they ran their business from here and built their empire. And they retired some years ago, and at that time, Mum and Dad didn't want to move off the property. So they said to Trines and I, do you want to move back? Live on the farm, look after it, help us so it stays in the family. And at that stage, that's where you come along. We had just built our dream home up at Mannering Park on opposite the water, and obviously over-capitalised because this was our dream home, and built this beautiful home. And next minute we've got this offer to go back to the family property and look after it so it stays in the family.
Yeah.
So then we employed and met you,
Yeah,
Bruce.
actually, it was a while ago now.
It was a while ago. How many years ago now?
It'd be about 2.5.
2.5.
This is all happened about 2.5 years for you guys.
Yeah, so a long story short is Reece took our listing. We met with we were meant to meet with a couple of agents, but we met with Reece first, and Trines and I have always done everything on our gut. Not so much on what it cost or the value. It's just if we met someone genuine, someone nice, someone with ethics, and we met with you first and we went, that's our man. We employed your services. We had moved back to the farm by this stage, and we went through with your marketing plans, your ideas, and you got us out of a hole, really, because we overcapitalised, and you got us a price that we needed, and it allowed us then to move to the farm, stay here, offload that house, and then sit back and think, where do we go from here? And that money, cashed out my super because I was medically retired, and we thought, all right, let's do this. Let's jump in and do it, but do it right and do it how we want to do it.
You guys have done an amazing job with it. Was along the way, obviously, when you're starting to do something like a pet resort, there's a lot of things like DAs involved, construction involved, and there can be a lot of complications. What do you think was probably the most difficult thing trying to set it all up?
The most difficult thing was dealing with council, because you have to go through council to get with your DA, but because it's a unique type of business, I don't know if there's a lot of structure in council to follow. It's not like you're building a house, so this is a DA, you need this and this.
Yeah.
This is a dog resort, so how many dog resorts are out there? Not a great deal. I found it going through all the hoops that we had to jump through with council was a time consuming. I think we spent 12 months, close to 12 months in council with the DA. And it was really difficult time because the kennels that we wanted to use in America, manufacturing of dog kennels is quite a big business. Pet resorts in America are quite a big business. So they've got the kennels, the installation, everything set up. Whereas in Australia, trying to find an engineer that wanted to jump on board and do the kennels, it was trying to reinvent the wheel. So there was a 12-month lead time with our kennels because they had to be made in America. So we had this DA taking 12 months, and we thought, do we have to then wait 12 months for our kennels to turn up? So
this was all during COVID too, wasn't it?
This is all during COVID. This is why,
Absolute nightmare.
So we employed the services of Ethereum, a Queensland-based company that specialises in the pet industry.
Yeah.
They build vets, dog hospitals, animal hospitals, boarding kennels. They have the rights to bring in Mason to the country. So we reached out to those guys and confirmed the lead times. And I said to Trains, take a punt. Let's order the kennels. This is while we're still going through the DA process.
Yeah.
It was a $190,000 bet.
Okay. Biggest bet you've ever taken?
Oh, it's a big bet. Yes. It was more of a gamble than, a bet. But so they end up arriving in 6 months? In 3 months' time? So this time we're still doing paperwork for the DA. We haven't even submitted our DA.
And you've got all the kennels.
Next minute we get a phone call and there's a big semi-trailer with our kennels from America.
Okay.
Obviously, there wasn't a shipping delay.
No.
So then they sat in 2 shipping containers here for nearly 12 months.
Wow.
We locked them up and while we're going through the DA, so every day I had to look at that decision, that risk that we took to invest that money into those kennels before the kennel was built, the building was built. Yeah. So how did we get to this question? We diverse.
It's look, no.
How did we end up at Calga? That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, look, you did an amazing job taking that risk, and it's something that's so difficult. And whenever we speak with small business owners or any business owner, really, the hardest thing for a lot of people is that first leap. And it's really a leap of faith. You've got this idea of this is what we want to do. You've got the planning, and you can have the best executed plan in the world, but at some point, you've got to bet on yourself.
You do. And it's hard because at that time, obviously, you're still going through the PTSD and being medically retired from the ambulance service. Confidence takes a
massive
battery.
hit.
You went from putting on the Superman outfit and going out there and taking the risk and putting yourself in dangerous positions and dealing with some not so pleasant, but some also pleasant people. But that was okay because you had a uniform to hide behind. So take that away, you've got nothing to hide behind but your decisions. And like I said, your confidence is taking a hit, your self-motivation is taking a hit. For someone that's not going through that, it's a step, but going through that, I call it climbing a mountain.
Yeah. Is that what made you want to do the bodybuilding show? Just to help you get that confidence back within yourself again?
Yeah, the reason behind that was I was signed off work on the 21st of October 2021. There was a competition on the 21st of October 2022. So I've already been training for a long time, and I thought that's going to give me something to focus on.
Yeah.
While all the paperwork was going through, I still need to be active and keep your mind healthy. It was just to prove a point, I suppose, myself that I can do it. So we went through that process and end up with a couple of trophies from the ABF. And you wouldn't think so now. Since the bodybuilding, I've decided to work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, and eat cupcakes.
That's a massive part of it, though. And it's something that a lot of people don't talk about when they're talking about their business and how well they're going, is that really it's you guys. It's you guys, it's your family. You've got a little bit of help, but you're the marketing, you're the directing, you're walking the dogs, you're doing the feeds.
Yeah.
And it's not something that, especially as you can tell, it's something you're so passionate about. It's not something that you can really trust with somebody else.
No, and especially when you're a bit of a control freak as well, it doesn't help. But we only opened 10 weeks ago, I believe, and we're blown away by the support. Not just the support from our customers, but the support from people in the industry.
Yeah.
Like Wolftails is a doggy daycare, the Dog Squad, another one at Taylor, a really good doggy daycare. They've come down, they've visited our premises, they've seen it, they've loved what we've done, they like what we're about, and the support they've given us. Debbie from Just Like Home, up at Resort, up at Kangi, they've been amazing. On top of that, and my bad social media skills, that's pretty much our advertising.
Oh, mate, look at my social media. It's just edited clip play.
They look more professional than mine.
But what do you think's been the biggest impact in your lives, especially over these last 10 weeks?
The biggest impact, a positive impact?
Any?
What's probably blown us away is our customers. They become friends.
Okay.
And the repeat business, which to Trent and I means so much. Obviously, we've pretty much cut ourselves off from anything outside our 33 acres because of the 7 days a week business that we thought was a good idea. But yeah, our customers, we've met some lovely, really genuine people, and I don't know, it's just, we've become friends with them. And we still talk, message them, even though the dog's no longer here, we still message them and have our connection.
In business, that's really all it is. Just that customer service and maintaining that relationship.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you right now, the moment that person needs a resort or somewhere for their dog to stay if they go away, they're not even going to think who are they going to speak with. Yeah. This is their dog's home when they're not at home. It's the home away from home.
That's exactly.
And walking around here, you can easily tell it's something you've created. Like, it's somewhere the dogs love. And when you guys get a chance to check out the facilities online, you'll see what I mean. All the dogs actually have a huge amount of space. And was that something that, I guess, building it initially with your dog in mind, was that a big focus for yourself, that you wanted to make something different? You wanted to make something where the focus was on the quality for the dogs?
The whole design and everything in my head never came down to return of investment. I never questioned that. I never looked at that. What we wanted to do was give every dog an equal opportunity. Not if this dog's blessed enough to have owners that have this kind of income, they can go and have a resort here and have these extras. Trent and I working for the government, not on the best salary. If our dog had to, which we probably would never, go into somewhere, we couldn't afford to give it the luxuries that she has at home. So that really steered our direction on what we wanted to do, and we probably spent too much money here again. We have a habit of doing that, but Bruce will get us out of trouble. But we wanted every dog, no matter where it come from, to have the same opportunity, same size suite, same quality.
How big
kennel.
are the suites?
5 square meters.
Shit.
So yeah, probably a small home bedroom.
Yeah, it is actually. That's a good size room.
Yeah, it is a good size. But the main thing is it's all in the one building, and it's climate controlled for everybody, not this dog gets climate control, air conditioning, this dog freezes. It's about the dog.
Yeah.
And that's where it's a little bit different.
And you've got pools and other facilities and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. What made you want to set all that up? Is it because for dogs here in the summer?
Yes. Being a rural setting, it gets pretty warm up here. But you can't call yourself a resort if you don't have a pool.
Yeah, that's true.
So we had to go to a pool, and I thought, okay, if we're going to do a pool, most dogs' first attempt at going into a pool is a negative experience. So a lot of dogs don't like the pools because they first attempt is usually thrown in the backyard pool, have a bit of a joke as a barbecue.
Yeah.
But the dogs find that as a negative. So what we want to do was a beach entry. You ever look at a dog playing on the beach, and it can be scared of water, but because it's 4 feet on the ground at all times, it'll walk into the waves or walk into the shallow end and still get to experience the water and enjoy it. So that's why we designed the beach entry pool. So you've got a lot of dogs that can't swim.
Yeah.
French bulldog swims like a brick. But she loves the water.
Yeah.
So her 4 feet can touch the water at all times. She'll go up to her belly getting wet, but she's having fun. And she's getting to experience the water without being thrown in the deep end and fending for her life.
Yeah.
So
it's absolutely amazing. So with the 10 weeks so far, and obviously it seems like everything, it almost seems like it's been an overnight success, but it's been almost a couple of years now in the making to make that happen. Walk us through a bit of the journey. What's the last 10 weeks been like?
has it been 10 weeks? The last 10 weeks, put it this way, I know what day of the week it is by what dog turns up.
Yep.
We got Big T, Tatum, turns up on Monday for doggy daycare. So I know it's Monday. And Fergus turns up on a Thursday, the boxer puppy. So I know 2 weeks of the 2 weeks of the 2 days of the week. But the journey so far is, how would you describe it? Just being on fast forward. When we opened the doors, Trains was still working full time at Wyong High School. And I thought we'd have 1 or 2 dogs being off peak and get to play. We sit down there all day and play with 1 or 2 dogs. I think that lasted a week. And then I went into meltdown and said, Trains, I can't do it. I think I had 4 dogs and I was losing my banana. So Trains went to work and said, sorry guys, I need to cut back to 3 days a week. And then that week she cut back was great on the Monday and Friday. But when she went to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it just imploded again. Yeah. The next minute I got, 6 or 7 dogs and I lost my second banana. So Trains had to go back to work and say, oh, sorry guys, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And it's just gone from there, just the growth. And probably the biggest rewarding thing for us is our, I suppose you call it a conversion rate if you're looking at businesses, is the amount of people that have come and had it open for inspection as you would do to a house. So we ran this period of, before we had any dogs, where you would come in and view, have a view of the resort and met us, and we just found this half an hour appointment we're turning into 1 and 2 hours, and we're just sitting by the pool talking to these people just about everything, just life. And the conversion rate, those people that came and viewed the premises, then made a booking. So obviously that blew us away.
Yeah.
And
It's been absolutely exceptional. And we were talking about it just before off camera. 90% of small businesses fail within their first year. And to see a business like yourselves exceed and explode so quickly is absolutely incredible. It's enlightening to see because you don't see most of it. When I'm talking with small business owners and they've just started out, it's getting that first customer. But you can really see the big difference is how much of thought you guys have put into it and how much planning has been done. Even if you don't feel like it's been a plan, you've built it as an exceptional product. You've not built it as a business.
No.
And there's an old quote that I like, and it's people who can't market have to sell, and people who have to market can't build great product. You guys have built something that just feeds on itself from the experience that other people have here. They bring their dog here, and I'm sure by the time they see the dog almost doesn't want to leave.
Just have a look at Big T. After his daycare, he'll lay down on the concrete out the front of our feeding kitchen, and his dad's basically got a drag him. He's a big groodle.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't want to go home. But to us, that really fills our heart, because your dog is such an important part of the family these days.
Yeah.
Back when I was growing up, they were important, but something happened to your dog and went to the vet and never came home.
Yeah.
Where these days we have dog insurance.
Yep.
We have 24-hour vet hospitals, emergency departments for our dogs and our animals. So they're more than just a dog these days. And there's a term out there for babies. Some people like it, some people don't. But they are our, you don't want to say it, but they are our babies.
Yeah.
And they mean so much, and we get so much from our dogs these days.
But like the best way that I can see it is people are sending their dogs here. Typically, I'm assuming they go on holidays, they're going away themselves. And the fact that the dog enjoys it so much, it's almost like the dog's on their own holiday. They're not just being put in a kennel.
No, and that's what we wanted to do from the beginning. Is a lot of stress and anxiety leaving your dog comes from the owner, because you're leaving the trust of your precious dog in the hands of somebody to look after. But we want you to go on holiday and relax and have a good time and not stress over what your dog's doing. And we want the dog to not stress and relax and have their holiday and not worry about what the humans are doing. We want to make it feel like it's a holiday for the dog. And that's why it's quite a resort. That's why we have a pool. That's why we have dog lardos. That's why we have puppuccinos. Because if you were laying beside the pool in the Bahamas, wouldn't you want a dog lardo?
I'd love a dog. I'd do it no matter where I go. It's something lardo as it is. But look, the journey so far for you guys has been amazing. Now, how's it impacted yourselves just in terms of being a family? I know before off camera you were talking about how much of a change you've noticed in your daughter.
Yeah.
Just running it as a small business, her getting a little bit of time away, that sort of thing. I'm assuming she interacts a lot with the dogs, and they're basically all hers.
She does. A lot of watching our daughter blossom throughout the years, Trent and I have been together, a lot of it comes back to meeting you the first time. And I know you probably don't want to go down this and make this about you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, meeting you has changed and impacted our lives. And if I cry, it's not a sad thing. It's happy tears. And it's funny, I do get emotional about some things, dogs and Reese. That day that we met you and we just thought, I don't care what the commission is. I remember saying to you, I don't pay for advertising. Back in my 5 minutes in real estate when I was 21, no one ever paid for advertising. And Trent goes, oh, it's this $1,000 package. I went, we don't pay for that.
Yeah.
But you know what? We trusted you. And we knew you'd do the right thing. But going back to that day that we met you and you sold our house and you allowed us to move here, it's allowed us to obviously see our daughter develop, but also highlight some areas of where she needed help, and that we've got that help, and she's turned into this A grade. Obviously, I'm looking through the eyes of as her parent, but this A grade student has just developed into this wonderful human. And she travels from Calga to Morisset to school. But when she comes home, she's out there and she goes straight to the small dog yard because she likes the small dogs. And it's been a beautiful thing to watch her build that confidence and that relationship with animals, because dogs just give you the things that we need.
There's so much joy in the world, and I think a lot of people really like. I lost my dog only 5 years ago now. She was 21, 22. For a staffy, she was granddad.
Yeah. I'll be checking a birth certificate. That's amazing.
But a dog living that long, trusting somebody else with your dog, it's such a hard thing. And I know so many people like myself, they've put their dog in somewhere in the past and they've gotten sick, or they've not had a good time, or the moment you pick them up, they don't want to go back there. Building something for everybody, where everybody can take their dog and make sure that they have an exceptional experience, is something you just don't see everywhere. And you can really see that you guys have built it for them. You've not really built it for you even. Yes, it's changed your life and it's changed the family, it's changed everything else. But walking through here, there is not a single thing that is not about a dog in this entire place. I wouldn't even know if you live here.
No. Yeah, no, it's just, the whole thing's just about pretty much our dog, Frankie. And where is she right now? She's at home with Nan, probably sharing sardines and cheese.
She's living the dream.
She's living the dream. And
What is the next 12 months look like for you guys now, do you think?
good question. Probably marriage counselling. Living and working together? No, only joking. The next 12 months, look, what I would like to do is for our feet to hit the ground and take a moment to reflect on what we've done.
Yeah.
And the people we've met along the way. Because I don't think, sometimes you get too caught up in the whirlwind of it all and not reflect and get what we need for ourselves to justify what we've done.
Yeah, take a moment to smell the roses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We keep on saying we have to do it, but we're the worst at it.
And generally that's it, because now that you guys have built this, now you've got Frankie, you've got Kenzie, and you've got another baby. And it's letting somebody else handle this while you guys did go take a moment for yourself. I know that's not going to be easy for you either.
No, I haven't really thought about that at the moment. That's not on the plans. But it is a 7-day week business. There's 24 hours a day, and we are well aware of burnout.
Yeah.
Coming from the industry that I worked in before, that's probably where we'll have to sit down and make some plans. And as time allows, maybe look at employing someone. But we will always be hands-on.
Yeah.
Because it is our baby. We do it for therapy as much as we do it for anything else. Yeah. And
Did you ever think, I guess, in childhood or early adulthood, that you'd actually start your own business?
Oh, look, I've come from a family where, especially my dad, being a Maltese immigrant and working, never went to school, came over here at a young age on a ship. I think he was 17 with basically I think Mum still got it, a kettle.
Yeah.
And a suitcase with some clothes. And he told me the story that he lost those clothes hitchhiking from Sydney to Melbourne trying to find work. So he lost that suitcase. So I think he only had his little jug. And for him to go on and be successful in his industry and build the empire that he's built, he's always said to me, you're not going to get anywhere working for somebody. But as time goes on, I suppose that becomes more evident. But then again, if you do right with your money, doesn't matter where you go,
you'll be okay.
You'll be okay. But we've been in and out of businesses throughout different stages of our lives. But I think after working in the industry that I worked with, it was going to be very hard to go work for someone else.
Very difficult.
And bite my tongue.
Yeah.
And so I was basically unemployable. So I thought, shit, I better go volunteer for the wife's business.
Yeah, better start my own thing.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes. We do a bit of an extract at the moment, and we've got a question from one of the previous guests. And it was, if you could give any piece of advice for a starting entrepreneur that's never started a business before, what would it be?
Jump. Just follow your gut. And the gut, we always say it and we always downplay your gut feel. But the gut feel in my past career put me in some really good positions from bad positions.
Yeah.
Probably saved a lot of lives because, yes, you can learn all these things, you can read all these things and be taught all these things, but trust your gut. Going back to meeting you that day, we trusted our gut, we trusted you. Going through our construction with our resort, we met some awesome tradespeople that we could have shopped around, but we become friends. They were nice people, they were locals, we trusted them. And they've done an exceptional job. So, just trust your gut.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Absolute pleasure. If anybody's looking for a place for their dog, Rocky Ridge Pet Resort in Calga. Can't go wrong.